What's going on, my people? It's your boy Young Twin in the building. So we have Michelle Obama that's finally came out the woodworks. We haven't heard from her in a while. She wasn't at the late Jimmy Carter's funeral or the inauguration of the current president, Donald Trump. But she has surfaced lately, ladies and gentlemen, with a podcast. She's came out of nowhere with a podcast. Let's check it out.
Has been. She snubbed both Jimmy Carter's funeral and Trump's inauguration. And last week, Barack went to a basketball game all by himself. Turns out Michelle's been busy working on a new podcast, and so far, it's been a flop. The first two episodes have been up all day and only gotten a few thousand views on YouTube. Half of them are probably primetime producers. But still, Michelle's spilling the family secrets, like how Barry gets on her nerves. Listen.
Barack, he had to adjust to what on time was for me.
Because he was on that island time.
Well, but, I've got this husband who's like, when it's time to leave, it's 3:00, he's getting up and going to the bathroom. And I was like, dude, like 3:00 departure means you've done all that, It's like, don't start looking for your glasses, at the 3:00 departure. But he's improved over 30 years of marriage. But that was you must adjust.
Michelle says her husband doesn't really like people, doesn't know how to talk to him, and doesn't even really care.
When a girlfriend comes to visit, it's usually like, you got to stay for 2 days because it's going to take us
so much time to catch up to
check up. Now, Barack has come in, he's come out, and he's like, y'all still talking? He'll sit down for 5 minutes, be like, how are the boys? And the flip side of my husband, right? Because he golfs, and golfing takes as long as the first session of it takes 5 hours to golf. He'll golf with his buddies, come back and be like, how's X? He's good. It's like, what'd y'all talk about? Nothing.
Hate to break it to Michelle, but guys don't get deep on the course. Normally, when someone rags on their spouse, there's usually a little love. Like, Jimmy, he never listens, but he looks cute in his suit. But that wasn't cute. Did she drop this podcast to distance herself from Barack so she could run for president? Every politician starts a podcast right before they launch their next campaign. Looking at you, Gavin. And it turns out Michelle wasn't the only one who had problems with Barack when he was in office. Michelle says the kids were embarrassed too.
Every year we'd have the turkey pardoning. And that was the one thing that the girls would do at Barack, was to go stand next to him when he pardoned this turkey. And it was cute when
I can't take it anymore. I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I would take it easy on this lady, but this is the same lady that told people during the election that women do not have to consent to their husbands for their votes. She got really down and dirty for votes. So I really don't have any remorse for her at this point. And I'm looking at this. I wish people, man. I wish I'm listening to these politicians. It's just starting to show you that these people are really not down to earth. I don't know if she's doing this for an election. I don't know if she's going to just bust out and start campaigning. But if she is doing it, this is not going to work with her brother. This is definitely not going to work. They're sitting there talking about, I don't even know what they're talking about. But it's not going to work.
Next to a turkey. So by the time we got to the last turkey pardoning, they were done. They were just like, I'm out. I'm not going.
Michelle also revealing that she didn't want her husband running for president. That makes two of us.
Being married to the president of the United States thing.
Yeah.
that none of us kind of banked on. I mean, we knew Barack was smart and, ambitious, but, I think, but you talked me into supporting his run.
I did.
Because I was definitely like, nope, no way, this is crazy. We've done enough crazy stuff.
That's for you guys that don't know, this is her brother.
Right. That's right. Barack came to me and he's like, I can't convince your sister to go along with this. And I'm like, whoa, go along with what? And it's like, I think I'm going to run for president. And I was like, what? I convinced you to not penalize him for being really good at what he does.
Host of Fox Noticias and co-host.
I don't see it. I just don't see it. First of all, you guys did 8 years. That's 2 terms. I don't know what she's trying to do. I don't know if she's trying to gear up to I don't know. I mean, with these people, you just never know. Okay? You just never know.
Podcasting, and it's a family affair. She and her big brother, Craig Robinson. Former First Lady Michelle Obama is making the leap to podcasting, and it's a family affair. She and her big brother, Craig Robinson, are launching IMO. The first 2 episodes are out tomorrow on YouTube. She says they'll cover topics ranging from relationships, parenting, and financial planning. Mrs. Obama describes it as one small way to feel less alone navigating life's biggest question. One small way to feel less alone navigating life's biggest.
Let's start right there. They're doing a podcast to weigh in on relationships and what? Planning?
Financial planning. Mrs. Obama.
Financial planning. First of all, your husband was in the office for 8 years. We don't need no financial planning. We needed reparations. We needed something done for black folks. We don't need no advice on no financial, whatever you're talking about.
In financial planning, Mrs. Obama describes it as one small way to feel less alone navigating life's biggest questions.
So now you're here to comfort us, and so we won't feel alone. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know what this is about. I don't know. I just don't, because I don't. She just said she didn't want her husband running for president. So I don't think she'll try to run for president. And if she does, it'll be a waste of time. I just don't think she's going to do it. But I don't know what this podcast is for, because I just don't see it appealing to anybody. First of all, she's doing really bad. I think she's got 19,000 subscribers. I mean, considering being the previous First Lady, you would think that should, that shouldn't be no problem to get 1 million subscribers overnight. After all, Kamala Harris raised $1 billion. They raised $40 million just for a campaign. That was just Kamala Harris. She got more power than Kamala Harris. Okay. Even the sister girls are not. The sister girls is not even really supporting it. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why for me. Don't nobody want to sit and hear you talk about financial help, or let me see what she said again.
Mrs. Obama describes it as one small way to feel less alone navigating parenting and financial planning. Mrs. Obama describes it as one small way to feel less alone navigating life's biggest questions.
So now you want to be our friend, less alone? Man, we are alone. We are hit. People starving. Y'all had 8. Y'all had more than 8 years. You had 12. Because we already know your husband was running things when Sleepy Joe was in there. You guys had 12 years. We good. The Democrat Party did such a bad job to where people have just really turned their back on the Democratic Party. I mean, there's nothing that they can do. It's nothing that they can do. People are that upset. People have just turned their back on you guys. And she's doing this podcast. She's tried this before with Spotify. She started a podcast and they gave her a big bag for it. So I don't know why she's coming back again to do it again. I mean, I don't down nobody for do whatever you want to do. I just don't know who's her team that's advising this. I wish I could run for president, because I know what the people want. I'm starting to see that these people really don't understand what Americans want. Even if these people can't even lie right. Man, if I was campaigning, I'd have been like, reparations, reparations, reparations. I'd have been screaming it from the rooftop. They'd have got the black people like that. They won't even attempt to meet halfway. They could have won elections like that. But them telling they don't want to give you nothing. Democrats don't want to see you do nothing but work 8 hours a day. Run like a hamster in a wheel. You ever seen a hamster run? That's what they want. Pay money, pay taxes, and work from check to check. They are not for you. She's sitting there talking about stories about her family and turkeys, and man, people don't care. People care about their families. Now you're trying to. Like I said, I don't know what she's trying to do. Is she trying to grasp the hearts of the people? This is not going to do it. This is not going to do it. Even the sister girls didn't show up. Where are all these black women at? Where's the black women? Where are y'all at? I'm gonna tell you where they at. They know they have 4 years to deal with reality. Now, if this was an election and she started a podcast, they'd have jumped right on it. Because the whole time, man, they're about woman domination. They're not about helping the country. This is as women as a whole. They're not. I ain't gonna say women as a whole because you got a lot of women that voted different. Let me take that back. But you got a lot of women that are even fed up. But a lot of women went with Kamala Harris just for woman domination. They saw a window open. Oh, we can get in that window. Let's crawl in. And many crawled in as they could, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. First of all, they outpopulate us. You had other nationalities voting for this man, Donald Trump. So, and I'm gonna tell you right now, considering everything that's going on now, if they had the election right now, people will vote the same way again, considering all the job layoffs, all the federal, whatever, everything you want to throw at us. Because they act like the country is just in trouble right now. People will still vote for Donald Trump. You know why? Because people want to see what happened. They want to see what's going to happen. The same way they wanted to see what was going to happen when your husband was in office. People wanted to see what was going to happen. The first 4 years, we was like, all right, man, all right. And he came with that same old speech. Chicago! Said his little black quotes. After that 8 years, people were so beat down mentally, spiritually. People hated Barack Obama. After that 8 years, you ever been hit in the stomach or in the kidney? That's what it was to black people. A lot of people, especially black people. It was like a gut shot. It was a slap in the face, and people are not going to forget it. That's why Donald Trump is in office now. Okay. Like I said before, I'm starting to see that a lot of these politicians they really don't know what we want as Americans. They either don't know or they don't care. But it seems to be like it's trouble in paradise. First of all, let me say this before I do this. I believe that something is going on in the camp, allegedly, with the previous president, Barack Obama, and his wife. I believe that because there's just like since they've been out of office, it's just been they've been separated. Yeah, they did some things and wished her happy birthday and stuff like that, but you can't fool people. You didn't even have the audacity to show up to Jimmy Carter's funeral. All the other previous president wives was there. But you see what I'm saying? This represents, I'm just going to say it, black women. You on the national stage for black women. You're on a national stage, and look what you could show up. I don't care what's going on. You think that Coretta Scott King would have done that? You think she would have done that? We all know that Martin Luther King did what he did. But see, these sister girls, see what I'm saying? And then you had women in the comments going, she ain't got to come if she don't want to. She ain't got to go. Just bagging it up. See, they only bag up a woman when they're rebelling against the man, the husband. Most of the women that's talking is they not even married. Well, if y'all love her so much, go over there and support her podcast. Go over there and support it. Sister, that's your girl. They don't care about Michelle Obama. They care about her getting in there. Go get the keys to woman domination. Go get it, girl. And when you get it, throw us some trinkets. Put us on. That's all that was about. They don't care about Michelle Obama. But back to what I was saying. She didn't show up to the late Jimmy Carter's funeral, and she didn't show up to Donald Trump's inauguration. That's very disrespectful. You see what I'm saying? I don't care what's going on. That's your husband. The president. This is bigger than you. This is bigger than you. You the first lady. You know what I'm saying? But you couldn't put yourself together to swallow your pride or swallow your whatever it was. I don't know what happened. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. Something's definitely going on. And oh man, sorry about that, y'all. My mic went out. I don't know where to stop that, but we're gonna just go in from here. Sorry about that. What I was saying was the whole world is watching. And considering what she does, she's representing black women all over the world. She's representing black women all over the world. And if they divorce, you know what's going to happen? This is going to prove once and for all how BWs really are. This is what it's going to prove. I mean, here it is, a man of he's the superpower of the country, the president of the United States. And he can't stay with a black woman. You know how heavy that's going to be? I'm telling you, black woman, I keep telling y'all, this is getting ready to show the world who y'all really are. The people are already finding out. Yeah, women fighting all over the country. They fighting all over the country. Everywhere you turn around, you see BWs fighting. But I don't want to get off the subject here. If they divorce, it's going to be a really bad look because no other president wife did it. I don't know. I'm sure it probably is. I don't know any other president that divorced. I think they all stayed together. And I'm sure that all of those wives was not happy all the time. They probably have some stories. But see, the women from the black culture, once they're unhappy, they don't care. They not gonna do it. They gon' I'm gone. They not gonna stand for nothing. They don't care about the legacy. They don't care about none of that. All they care about is their happiness. I want to play something real quick.
Subtly squashing split rumors with a sweet birthday tribute to his wife, Michelle.
He's got a little swag, you know. That's okay. I mean, I'm proud of him.
The former president sharing this photo holding hands with his wifey on a date night and gushing about her in the caption, writing, "Happy birthday to the love of my life. You fill every room with warmth, wisdom, humor, and grace, and you look good doing it. I'm so lucky to be able to take on life's adventures with you. Love you. Michelle responding with a simple, love you, honey.
He's a stylish man who is healthy, and he's smart, and he's passionate, and he's inspiring, and who wouldn't fall in love with that, you know? It's okay.
The divorce rumors started flying after Michelle was MIA at former President Jimmy Carter's funeral. That's Barack and President-elect Donald Trump sitting next to each other at the memorial. All living U.S. presidents and their spouses were there, except Michelle. Then, just days later, the Associated Press reported the former First Lady would also be skipping Trump's inauguration on January 20th. It's still TBD on why she's not attending the ceremony.
I would say be true to yourself. You know, because it's easier to live life being authentically you. You don't have to fake anything, and you never have to remember who you're.
And this is the black woman quote. You don't got to be fake. You don't got to be fake. Be yourself. It's bigger than that, though. You had your husband literally walk in there by himself. We gonna find out what it is. I'm sure. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll eat that. You see what I'm saying? But this, and you heard what they said, the only president in history, only president wife in history.
Were there, except Michelle. Then, just days.
And who wouldn't fall in love with that, you know? It's okay.
The divorce rumors started flying after Michelle was MIA at former President Jimmy Carter's funeral. That's Barack and President-elect Donald Trump sitting next to each other at the memorial. All living U.S. presidents and their spouses were there, except Michelle. Then, just days later, the Associated Press reported the former First Lady would also be skipping Trump's inauguration on January 20th. It's still TBD on why she's not attending the ceremony.
I would say be true to yourself. You know, because it's easier to live life being authentically you. You don't have to fake anything, and you never have to remember who you're trying to be because you're always yourself.
Yeah, but you faked the whole election, though. You faked the whole election. Most of you politicians did. You faked the whole election. Politicians, all they do is fake. What are you talking about? Going up there getting his speeches. That's the problem now. Some with these women always acting like they keeping it so real. I'm keeping it real, girl. And I'm gonna tell you something else. If Barack Obama and Michelle Obama splits up, you better believe he's going to a white woman. He's not gonna be with another black woman. It's already been allegedly said that he was with Jennifer Aniston. He's not going to deal with this no more. He's not going to do it. And I'm going to say this. If they'd have just said they done this podcast together, more people would have watched it. Even though they're mad at these people still would have watched it. Just to see what they going to say after all the lies and after all the smoke has died, after all of this. What do the Obama sound like? People would have watched it more, but people don't want to hear her. She really thinks she's doing something by herself. I'm so sick and tired of women of our culture acting like they just so superwoman. Our women of our culture are the only ones that do this. They're the only ones that do this. For some reason, they're the only ones that do this. You don't see women from other cultures doing that. You just don't see it. Keep it real, girl. Keep it real. I wouldn't have shown up. I wouldn't have showed up either. You think all these other presidents' wives didn't go through something? Oh, they've been through something. That's part of it. And I'm not saying giving nobody a pass to cheat on nobody. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this world throws things at you. This man, he's the powerfulest man in the world. Things are gonna happen. But see, these new women, they want what they want when they want it, and they'll embarrass you. They'll embarrass their husbands to get it, and they don't care. But it's not gonna end well. I predict that a lot will be exposed with the Obamas as far as money being funneled, and their true actions. She's talking about be true for who you are. We gonna see. We gonna see. We gonna see. Because the media, they take records and stuff. They go as soon as she get caught, they gonna bring that up. But she's on this podcast talking about they want to talk about family, and don't nobody care about that. Y'all had 8, 12 years to do something for them and give Americans peace. Man, we don't want to hear nothing. They have lost all their credibility. And the black man is the one that stood up and said something. Black women went along with it just for woman domination. Anyway, man, I just had to report on that real quick. As a matter of fact, I think I want to show y'all something else. Show y'all the character of these women, man. Nah, I'm gonna cut it. Because I got a video I want to show that I've been working on about how these women act. But I'm gonna do it in a separate video here in the next hour. Because it's been a lot of stories coming out about how the women of my culture been acting. They've been finding children in houses, starved to death, froze to death. They just had a 5-year-old girl in Texas shot down with her father. You see what I'm saying? Black women look really, really crazy right now in the country. I'm just saying. Now you got the president of the United States, the first black president of the United States, the first brown president of the United States, his wife on one. Like she in the background, chicken shaking her neck. I ain't going. You couldn't go with your husband? It's crazy, man. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Come on, look out for me. Things are starting to grow here. I really appreciate y'all, man. We working on content after content after content. And I'll see y'all on the next video. I'll be going live here in the next maybe hour or two, though. Until then, I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all keep peace.